Hello, and welcome back to the Diving In podcast. I'm Max. I'm here with my co-host Mario.
What's good, y'all?
And we got another guest on the show for you today. Please welcome Gunnar Michels.
Woo, woo, woo. Hi.
What's up, Gunnar?
Hello.
The one and only.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's just dive right on into it. Alrighty, so Gunnar Michels again here with us. He is a young videographer, content producer,
Young boy.
good overall guy, young boy.
Very good looking guy for all the ladies out there.
I can't lie!
I don't know about that. Alright, so yeah, we'll just open the floor to you. So we'll, as we do with all our guests, just start with some of your history as far as, you know, coming out of high school. Did you go to college? I mean, I know you went to Shippensburg.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Max. What up, Max? That's what you go by on the.
Yeah,
right?
Max. You call me
Fish.
Fish.
You threw that alter ego on.
Only the cool. Yeah, no.
He didn't pick a new name yet, so he's still trying to figure it out.
Just don't refer to me as anything.
All right, wait.
Just stare at me.
Me and Max went to high school together at Pencrest, and then I graduated with flying colors.
Smartest kid I've ever met.
Yeah, valedictorian, right? And salutatorian, Max Fishman.
Hey, I'm trying to be a
Class president.
I went to college out in Central PA at Shippensburg. Graduated with a undergraduate degree in supply chain. Yeah, that place was awesome. Except for it was in the middle of nowhere.
Was it actually?
No, it was cool. It was just in the middle of nowhere. And
yeah, I mean, I drive past on my way to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, I actually did apply to Shippensburg when I was looking at university.
Oh, word, really?
So yeah. I never visited, but I did see it.
Yeah, I didn't visit either. My first day was orientation. Yeah, my first day was orientation.
And what were you thinking? Like, where the fuck am I? And
yeah, it was like, well, I didn't get into any other school, so this is how it is.
Hey, man, be like that sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you got into some type of university.
Yeah,
okay, right?
No, yeah, that was it. It was Shippensburg or nothing. So I just pulled up there for orientation. And my parents dropped me off the next time. I'm like, bet, I'm right, this is college.
what were your impressions of it? That you were just...
Yeah, I was like super open when I got there. So like,
do you know anyone going there or that were there already, or did you just go on your own? Because I didn't. Nerve-wracking going by yourself.
I don't think I knew anyone when I got there. I was just like, I went there. I did band all 4 years. Yeah. So like I was there for band camp and stuff. So I was like immediately introduced to like a group of friends, and that kind of worked out.
Plus you're a likable guy, so no one's gonna.
It was alright.
So like, did you move in before everybody else did, or was it like as soon as everybody else moved in?
Nah, I was there like 2 weeks early. I beat all my roommates there. Yeah. And my roommates ended up being like amazing people, and like I'm still
that you
like
really vibe with.
Yeah, like I've seen both of my high school both of my college roommates like in the past month. You know what I mean?
What was the rooming situation? Was it like two to a room? Like
it was 2 to a room, and we had a common space in the middle. So I had 3 other people.
As a freshman?
Yeah, as a freshman.
That's dope.
Yeah,
it was like more or less like 4 roommates then, or 4 total.
Yeah, 4 total. My roommate, my direct roommate, he sucked big time. But the other 2 guys on the other side, like I'm real tight with. Yeah.
Why? What was wrong with this guy? Just the way he was.
This man, I don't know, he was alright. His name was John, and he took a gap year, and like then he came to school and pretty much didn't go to class, and would just like he went broke. Like half the year, he told us, he's like, I don't have money to do anything, because he'd buy Oreos and Smart Food popcorn every day and watch Madden videos till 3 a.m. Yeah, I swear to God, I wake up at 5 a.m. and he's still watching Madden videos. And then he'd skip all of his classes. Yeah, and
he better be nice as shit at Madden though.
Was he?
I never seen him play. He just watched the videos. I never saw him play once.
So did he have any consoles or anything like that, or is he just
No, we had a Switch, out in the main room, and we played like Super Smash Bros. But we never played any sports games ever. So.
I love me some Smash Bros.
Right.
Also, I've been playing that Zelda game. You know that Zelda game, like Breath of the Wild. It's pretty wild game. Don't want to talk about it right now, but
we get really deep.
So
get lost in the game.
Tearing up a little bit.
When did you figure out that you got into Shippensburg? Was it like right before, or was it you had a couple months to?
It was like I think I only applied to 2 places. It was there in Westchester.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Westchester, and it was like, if I don't get into Westchester, like, I'm not going to school. Like, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
That was it was somewhat hard to get into that school our year, though.
Yeah, it was like
Just like Penn
Right, 'cause
State
a lot of
was.
people.
it was like
from your school, right?
stupid competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, for no reason. And then my sister got in like the next year. I was pissed because like I was so much smarter than her, and I like quote smarter than her in high school. And she got in. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I think, because I don't know, I think like most universities, they try to limit how many people they accept from a particular school. So that might have been the reason why.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
I'm telling you, dude. Like 2014 was a hard year. You might have had it easier because he was 15.
probably.
It was a hard year. Remember, like that was Penn State's like hardest year to get into. Like,
I remember there's a lot of hype around getting into Penn State.
not even. It was just like the next year. Like there were like retards who got in.
I was about to say there was some crazy people that got in like the year after.
In
I remember.
WCU, I can't even imagine some of the kids that got in the year after us.
He's like, yo, you got in, but I didn't get in? Like, what's up with
I'm like,
that?
come on.
Anyway, what did you know what you wanted to study when you went to school?
I went in undeclared and I just took
So
a bunch
did
of
I.
gen eds.
Got those out the way.
And then like I still don't know what I wanted to do, so I just picked something that had
Some random.
Yeah, it was like I might as well just do business and learn about business. Not that I knew at all what I wanted to do, but it ended
Yeah.
up being a good choice because
Right.
You know,
I mean, 'cause you could apply that any type of way. So
Yeah.
They really don't.
You're not the first person on this show who said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Just not know what they want to do. Say, I guess I'll do business because everyone else, or just because it's a good thing. to
it makes
know.
it makes sense.
What'd you do? Like supply chain?
Yeah, I did supply chain
chain.
logistics, and
Not a bad choice.
yeah, looking back, I probably would have done that. Anything in business. Or like,
You wouldn't have done videography or something like that?
I don't think I would have majored in videography. I just feel like
It's more of a passion thing than something you'd want to study.
I mean, I'd study it, but
I just feel like because like I know like Philadelphia Community College has like a really sick like videography like production program, and you just like get exposed to like all these like state of the art cameras and technologies and stuff because I had to save up from like my restaurant gig until I was able to buy my first camera, and now like that's the only thing I really have. Like, you know, I could go to people like Rec Philly and stuff and like, you know, ask them bar or stuff like that, but I don't really like fucking around with like these technology like cameras and stuff unless like I own it, you know.
That's
like,
it's expensive, yo.
I think there's something to be said though about like starting like really minimum and really bare and like
yeah, well you're talking about like phone like just using your phone.
Yeah.
So how you do?
yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah, like just pouring a lot of time into like the root and like basic things in the field, and then working.
Yeah.
Work your way up.
Yeah, working your way up instead of just getting your hands on like something.
expensive
Yeah,
one.
something
Yeah.
crazy that you can't like that you don't
even
know how
to use.
Yeah, that you don't know how to use. Like
100%. Yeah.
you can apply so much knowledge just from like the simple camera to like the big camera.
Because and when you do like get to that point where you can like get, you know, the top technologies that you need, you got to remember why you wanted them in the first place.
Yeah.
Because like I got this camera just because I've always been about photography and capturing like the moment and taking, you know, cool shit. But like 3 months into it now, like I walk by my camera every day and don't like use it as much, and and like that's all because like I never really had like a root reason why I wanted to get it, other than the fact that it was something I felt like I would and was passionate about.
Yeah.
I mean, I use mine now, like. I'll wave to my camera right now. It's being used. Everyone wave to it.
Gear's definitely cool, but like I think you see the most growth in your work when you get new gear, but like you know that you love it if you have like the same gear. Like it's fun to get new gear. It's fun to see those that like quality upgrade and that stuff like that. But if you like, I feel like if you really love it, you're gonna do what you can with the gear, get creative with like the gear you have, and keep pushing.
Yeah, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on people like this one dude specifically who like makes his own like legit ass looking movies, and he just like scrapes a bunch of like he has like an old DSLR camera, and then he'll like literally tape like a flashlight around it.
That's
like,
fine.
Ghetto as shit.
Yeah.
Yo, what?
But the production's good though. I think it's like D for Darius or something.
Okay.
All right, that's
D4
That's really
Darius.
interesting.
That does sound dope.
That's getting creative though. I mean, yeah, like especially when you don't have the money, you just figure it out. You know, put some shit together.
I remember,
creating some
because
stuff.
when you started helping out your buddy with the podcast, you were telling us that you would just put like a phone down in the middle of the table and just
Right. Yeah.
you know
Recording.
speak into it, and that's that's as bare as you can
Bro,
get.
Yeah, we'd be like sliding the phone the other side of the table to get like good audio.
Bro, that's the complete opposite of what we did. Like, we actually went out and brought like all the equipment. Like, we had the analog, and then we figured out that didn't work properly with our laptops and shit. So we had to get a whole digital. So that kind of like pushed back.
That's like we got three other mics that aren't digital that are just sitting around.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
I'm not crazy, man.
I'm not gonna dig them out, but we have them if you want them.
But, let's go back to Shippensburg. So like, how was that 4 years? Like, how was that experience like for you?
Shippensburg was great.
You did all 4 years?
I did all 4 years at Chip, and college kind of just, I feel like, changed me. And you know what I mean? Kind of. A lot of people. Yeah, like just opened me up to like who I am. You know what I mean? It was kind of like this really hard reset from like high school, and
making you like more independent, would you say, or more
definitely more
just
independent
understanding of who you are as a person or your goals in life? And
I feel like ultimately it just like brought me more in tune with.
What do you think that was? Do you think that was living, like being on your own and being like forced to be in a position like that, or do you think it was just the age that you were growing? And
I'd say like living on my own and not having like being super tied to like my parents or like
tell me about it.
Or like just my hometown friend
even
group.
your friends, cause like, you're still friends with the people you left like here when you went to school, but you really
expanded your friend group. Like, you made new friends.
I like you said restart, because you really didn't, like, if you didn't really truly go with anyone you knew to college. Cause I went with my cousin and Chris Kazanjian, like one of my best friends at the time.
There,
I knew people out like going to school with me, because I don't like I'm too afraid to do things by myself, honestly.
Nah, bro, you can't be. You just gotta go for it.
Yeah.
I feel that same way though. I can kind of relate to what you said.
Yeah, we're definitely like really influenced, like whether we think so or not, we're like super influenced by the people like we're surrounded with. You know what I mean? So you cut off everyone that you were just with. You cut off all your influence and you put yourself in a new like social setting with new influence. You're gonna feel like change and push and pull of like what you knew and what like you're like turning into. You know what I mean? And which is so cool to watch yourself change, whether it's good or bad, because it's ultimately just growth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you make it sound so great, but like there's definitely like the lowest of the lows are there too. When you're all on your own and you're because in college, like, even though I was like had these people around me, I still like hit lows because I didn't have like my parents and like my other friend support and whatnot.
Those are I feel like those are really important though, to like to see yourself in the lows, like quote lows. You know what I mean? And then to see yourself up high, because
kind of like come out of it. You know, you're right.
Life is just like a bunch of flows. You know what I mean?
I feel like you relate to this too now, that like if you were like say a parent or you have a friend in high school and they're thinking about going to college, like it's different for every person obviously, but I would tell people like the reason I went to college in the end, now that I got a degree, is for the experience, for the travel, for living on my own, for meeting the people. Because I say like unless you know exactly like what you want to do in college or after college, and you go to a school specifically for that, like say you go to the like Penn, the Wharton School for Business. If I knew I wanted to be a businessman or follow like my dad's company or something like that, I would probably go to like Penn, go to the Warren School, or go to
our school to get
Fox Temple School. Yeah, I know, acting like I could if I wanted to. But if you don't know what you want to do leaving high school, which honestly you shouldn't know what you want to do unless you were like you knew since you were like 8 years old. Then I would only preach people to go to colleges if for the experience alone, really.
I mean, I think kind of going to your experience, I don't think there's anything wrong with going in undecided and not really fully understanding what you want to do, because I think as you go along you kind of start to build that bridge, like, okay, all right, these are the certain things that I like to do, so maybe I should just go in this particular area or this particular field. So I think that's really cool.
I definitely I think even though we pay so much for college, we pay for that diploma, we pay for that piece of paper,
mine's right here,
like the social, like I study business, but I think like what I studied the most was like myself and how I interact with the people that I met, and that those moments, those like social like settings that I was put in via like blackout a party, via like library, you know what I mean?
Presentations.
And combine it all together.
All that is just like so valuable, so valuable.
Sounds like you did. Yeah, you matured the right way too throughout college.
What's up? So how were you like in high school then? Were you kind of like?
I was super quiet, really reserved.
I've known you. I knew you before high school, but you were kind of quiet.
It's pretty.
Because I remember you were like in soccer. You were just like the jitteriest, like the most jittery motherfucker for a good period of time.
Yeah, I took ADHD medicine. Yeah,
that did quiet you up a little bit. Though.
That's so much. That shit's stupid. That made me. I could talk about this for a long time, but that made me like someone who I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't want to bring it up because we could talk about it for a while,
right.
but I did see a difference in you. And not that we became less friends or anything. It's just like you were more quiet.
Yeah, I didn't
back when you were. I remember when you would do bicycle kicks just for practice in soccer, where you would throw the ball up and do backflips, and you were like 4 or 5 and doing like these wild backflips.
Yo, that's what's up, man.
It definitely was like suppressed me as a person, which kind of sucked because I felt like the people that I grew up with really didn't get to know me, and I really didn't get to mature into myself until I went to college and I stopped taking like my medication.
Yeah,
I'm super grateful to know you now and have you in my life now, kind of just because.
Yeah, I mean,
like when you leave, like you're someone like a good vibes, good spirit that I want around. Like I don't. Yeah, I'm just glad that it didn't change you forever. Like you're not suppressed anymore. You like flourish, and I didn't really get to know you like that growing up, especially in high school. So,
and not to like make it sound like some crazy awful thing.
Event or something,
because I hate playing that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know, but at the same time, like a lot of kids
it affected you though.
Yeah,
go ahead, talk about
I just want to. I don't want to talk about it that so poorly because at the end of the day, like it was a choice that my parents like had me go on that medicine and stuff. You know what I mean? And it did really help me in school, and I'm like very grateful. I'm very grateful that like I could dial in like that. But like school and then like socially, I was like two different. Like I was dialed in at school, not dialed into like socially. And
if you never went on this like suppressed stuff, do you think your path would have been much different? Do you think there was no chance you were getting into any school, or do you think?
No, I don't.
I'm just
in terms of like schooling, no, but I feel like I would have hung out with made new friends with different people. I would have hung out with a different crowd in high school,
which might have hurt me. I agree. I don't know.
Like at the end of the day, like it can't change the past. Like I'm really happy like where I am now. You know what I mean? And
I'm just glad you talked about it a little bit because I was kind of curious what was that shift in
all jittery out of that though is just kind of making a decision and just kind of sticking with it no matter what, and just kind of looking back and like, hey, decision I made in the past, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward. Let's keep it going. So, that's what's up.
All right, so let's move on a little bit. So, I think this is the most airtime Shippensburg's probably ever gotten on any TV broadcast.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. So, let's cut them off hardcore. So, like, walk us through, I guess, like, graduation. Like, you're walking towards graduation, bullshit like that.
Like, what's your thoughts after coming to that point?
Did you have, like, what were you thinking you might do?
Graduation, like high school, like, and I feel like in coming to these big, like, change points in your life that are, like, the graduation of high school, everything changes. Graduation of college, everything changes. In those moments, there's a lot of like social pressure. I hate talking about social pressure. I hate saying that word, but like there's a lot of social pressure to like do things and be
get a job, all that.
Right. Yeah. But
we should talk about it, though, because it's still part of all of our lives now, I feel like.
And a lot of like,
and we don't have a graduation to look forward to, so like we can't just like keep our heads down and work towards something. Now like
we're in the real world now.
Now we gotta prove them that like we're not bums.
Yeah. So I didn't have a job, and
you stayed at Shippensburg for a little bit.
After, right? I stayed at Shippensburg for a girl, my ex-girlfriend at the time. Yeah. I've no bad words about her. She was amazing.
Okay, great.
But like it didn't work out. And there's a lot of like pressure.
She was still in school up there, or was she just from Shippensburg?
Yeah, she was in school up there. Okay. And staying in Ship wasn't a bad move for me, considering I was like a supply chain major.
Yeah. And I like that little. You were like right across a farm. It looked like you're in like kind of hick town.
That's the perfect area.
You're in the fucking middle of nowhere. It's just all warehouses up there, man. So I was working in a warehouse, trying to climb the ladder in the warehouse. You know what I mean? I wasn't applying for like any of the big jobs, but I was just trying to like be homegrown up through the business.
Yeah, you wanted income at least. So
yeah, I was making the cash, I was paying the bills, and like.
But I feel like that's I don't know what how much you work towards your craft now as far as like being a videographer when in college, but I feel like that transition between like when you were done school and when you were still living out there, like when you were working your part-time job, like when you weren't doing that, it seemed like you were doing a lot of this editing, a lot of video.
Yeah, to be honest, that year, like I did a lot of like editing and stuff, but
have you been doing that though, or is that like were you just diving into it at that?
No, I was super into it. I was like really into it, like sophomore year or junior year and senior year of college, and then like my headspace that entire year after I graduated was pretty fucked. Not gonna lie, like after college, I went into this I went into this really low period. Just cause I was letting a lot of like we were talking about earlier, like influence.
It's like you gotta do this, you gotta do that type of thing.
Yeah, I hit really low, and like I didn't have a job. I was just living at home.
Right. Kind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I mean,
and but this was like right after college. Like all my friends are getting jobs and stuff like that, and I really let that get to me for stupid reasons. You know what I mean? So I moved back to Shippensburg and I slept on my boy Keontae's couch.
Like that,
and then I'm like finally like I got a job up there, and then I got a place there.
Warehouse one?
Yeah, I got a warehouse job.
Wait, so you did move home for what, like a month or so?
I moved home for like a month, yeah. Okay. And then I went back.
You kind of got tired of it and you were just like, all right, let me get out of here.
Yeah, it was just like, let me get the fuck out of my house. Yeah. I'm like, get my, you know what I mean? Like, it almost felt too comfortable. It almost felt like I wanted to almost put myself in a spot so I would just make moves. You know what I mean? And people...
Just to kind of get people off your back.
Yeah, and I feel like you work a certain type of way when you're under pressure. And not to say like putting pressure and stress on yourself is ever like a great thing, but sometimes something's got to change. So
So what are you saying? Like you moved out of your parents' house because you're feeling almost like you were too comfortable?
Yeah, I almost felt like too comfortable there, and they're like really supportive. You know what I mean? Not a lot of the stress was coming from them, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I mean, that's not a bad
thing. It doesn't have to come from them, but it might be like we talk about all the time, like the underlying pressure, because they're not going to tell you like get a job or we're going to kick you out or something, but like you want to impress
you want to support them, right? You want to kind of give back to them for everything that they did.
Yeah.
So that's where my pressure mainly derives from, because they don't force it upon me like verbally or physically, but it's like psychologically growing up.
You kind of feel it, like even though they're not directly saying it, it's kind of like, all right, I can kind of tell.
Yeah, I feel like, and looking back, I feel like a lot of that is like perception. Like they care, and they like them asking questions isn't so much to like pressure me to get a job. It's more just like a supporting role, you know what I mean? Like I'm here for you. I just want to know. Yeah, I just want to know like what you're feeling.
Right. What your thoughts are.
And maybe, and maybe they're asking about it in the wrong way. It shouldn't be like, do you have a job yet? It's more like how you feeling about like getting a job these days? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just like where like I feel like 90% of this world's problems come from is just like miscommunication.
Yeah, or lack of it.
Yeah.
So I think you're really brave for understanding like that comfortability and then moving out and putting yourself in a position where like you either need to get a job to be able to not go back to where you just were. I was just talking to a dude the other day saying like if you feel too uncomfortable, or if you like, I was telling him like I almost wish I went through more hardships growing up, because I have such like a perfect family. Like I have not a lot of student debts. I got a car. I got a lot of good things going for me, but I still feel like I lack that certain drive to wake up early every day and stay up late and stuff like that. And this dude was telling me like sometimes when you feel that way, like the best thing for you might just be to just move out, even if you don't feel like you're ready. Like just move out and things are gonna fall into place for you.
Yeah, almost want to just like fuck yourself up for a sec. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. Like you gotta abandon yourself like a dad would abandon a little bit. Just like do some bad shit for yourself. Just so you could put yourself back together and be stronger for it.
Yeah, just do something wild and just check the fuck out of yourself. And let me just touch on. It's not to say that when I moved out, like I had it that bad. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it sound like I was like being ridiculous. Like I went and lived with friends on a couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was in good company. I didn't.
Yeah, and you just didn't want to be. You maybe just want to keep that college train going a little bit longer. But still, I
gotta enjoy it, yo.
It wasn't like that. That's not why I moved back to the college town to like to party and stuff. I went out so little, like that extra year in Shippensburg. I didn't party like much at all. Like
I feel so. Was it more or less that you just needed more time to figure out exactly what the next steps were? For you?
Yeah, and I didn't want to move back home yet, like partly because of the girl that I had out there.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
like,
you've been gone for 4 years. Like, you didn't like once you move home, like you might feel like you're never gonna leave.
yeah, I never forget that ride home.
Complacent.
Yeah,
Complacent.
that ride home after
Yeah.
college. It's just like, well, fuck, like
Like,
I don't. That final move out is
okay,
like.
So you
Alright.
you woke up from a great dream, which is college, and then you're like, oh shit, yeah, dude. Living back in
the rules and everything now.
living back in the room that I like grew up in is
It's different.
traumatic
It's
to
a different
to an
vibe.
extent,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's rent free. I get meals, like everything's good here. It's just you want to be on your own. I do. I want to be on my own.
Yeah.
But we all will
think
be
we
at
all
some
do.
point. We should cherish what we have going for us.
Sooner rather than later for me, yo.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So what are you doing nowadays then? So you graduated from Shippensburg. You moved home. You moved back to Shippensburg for roughly a year.
Yeah, it was like a year.
Year or
I moved
so.
back home. Or then I moved. Yeah.
Okay.
Back home. And then
Let's pick it up
so
from there.
were you already into videography at that point, or were you just kind of?
Yeah, I started.
You were into it in college. You said.
Yeah, I
right?
started like a
Sophomore year.
vlog junior year,
Okay.
and it was just like I watched the guy's YouTube videos and I'm like, this is fucking cool. And I turned the key. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. and he's like, do it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. And then I stole my parents' camera. Stole.
So
And
he didn't.
They're
steal it.
still
He didn't steal it.
looking for it. Yeah.
and I just started
Don't
making
steal
videos.
kids. Yeah.
That summer was like amazing because like it just videography just kind of just pushed me like to do things every day. And
You made it therapeutic in a sense.
yeah, like the process of recording and editing kind of gave me
Yeah.
like a purpose almost.
From messing around with the camera I have, like it really is like a beginning, middle, and end kind of process where like you do like the prep and the angle setup and you
Right.
you like write on paper what you want to do. Then there's the action of it where like you're actually putting it all together, and then there's obviously the post where you make it look clean and sharp and things like that. And then at the end you get this beautiful final product. No matter how stupid it is that you just
Yeah.
recorded, like you went through the
True,
process.
true.
Right, and it like
Yeah.
satisfies that creative itch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
I found that very pleasing, and I like kept doing it because it was so pleasing. You know what I mean?
Oh
like
yeah, it was cool.
yeah,
like,
it was just fun. You know what I
Right.
mean? I just kept doing it because it was fun.
Yeah, and
all
unfortunately,
all that type
you're
of stuff.
Yeah, I'd be up late, up early because gotta like
not?
get somewhere quick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And like it was really cool because like I love my friends to death, and my friends like mean the world to me. Like up there with my family, and like I can engage them every day, and I can hang out. It was like a great excuse to like do something and hang out with my friends every day.
were they camera shy at all, or like they were?
Oh yeah, at first the first vlog is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Look back at that shit, it's so funny.
Yeah.
They're all like they all
relate
just
to
don't know
that.
how to
Like,
act. Yeah.
like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, they don't know how to act at all, but they were like really supportive. They just like didn't get like camera being in their face. They didn't know what they signed
probably
up
just
for.
like, yo, just be normal, like just do your thing, like just do whatever it is that you do.
I just let him be out there. It was funny. It was funny as hell.
That's the
what's
thing,
up,
yeah,
man.
that was with a few of our guests. Like I've been nervous about that, where like I don't think they've ever had a camera put in their face before, let alone a
Right.
microphone or something
I was
geared
gonna say,
towards
yeah.
like their story or something. So like it's kind of
something useful
nerve wracking to
shit.
see like how they're gonna respond to just making a a fluent conversation, a fluent episode, and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it ends up working out, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's not like crazy. It's just like a mental barrier, I guess.
So yeah, let's talk about I guess kind of what you're doing more or less post graduation, post Shippensburg too.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned Global Village on this podcast a few
quite a
times.
few times.
Gunnar, we didn't find out about it through you, but when we found out how involved you were, we kind of got more involved into it ourselves. So why don't you explain to us, I guess, what Global Village is to
Yeah, how you got
you?
involved. Yeah.
Because it's kind of a confusing ass concept, and then like what you do there, I guess.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
So what is Global Village?
Global Village is like a health and wellness, like I guess you could say, company. I'm pretty sure it's an LLC. And
Would it classify as a health and wellness company? I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
Organization.
interesting.
yeah, organization.
Right.
And basically a lot of events, like in like layman's terms, that we host like a bunch of events that uplift like the community and promote like small creators and just
Like
artistic
what?
people. Like there's like monthly jam sessions, and we're doing a thing this Thursday or tomorrow, I guess, this Thursday, called Village Park.
January 30th.
So is that like an annual thing, or is it just that's a one-time type?
It's
What,
usually
the park thing?
Yeah, the park
I
thing.
think that's probably just a grand opening.
Yeah,
Okay, for like the year.
it should be pretty consistent.
Okay. Yeah.
What time? And you're gonna be there tomorrow?
Yeah.
Are you doing the photo booth thing, or are you?
No, I'm just
You're
I'm
part of
capturing
the team.
Yeah.
whole experience.
For the listeners, I'm on like the videography team for the
I
Village.
see on like your story and just social media that like you do so much like team meetings with Leonzo and Adam the guy and like Raph.
It's honestly not that like we don't do like a hell of a lot. It's just once a week. There's like a Tuesday meeting.
Okay, it looks legit.
Just
like,
to
I'm
kind of
jealous.
like collaborate, get everything together, and like what y'all.
Yeah, we're just talking about what the hell's going on and what's coming up and
that type of shit.
just shoot the breeze. You know what I mean? Keep updated within the organization.
So how did you get involved in Global Village? How did you find out about it?
Well, I came back to work with Rami Yoon's streetwear company.
Rami Halaby, Only Positives Co.
Yeah.
Shout out. Great streetwear company.
Yeah.
Up and coming Philly natives. But
So I connected with Rami and then
doing what, like promotion stuff, right?
Yeah, doing like video, helping market via multimedia
his
content.
streetwear stuff, yeah.
And
were you just shooting the content, or were you actually doing like the social media posting?
Oh yeah, no, I was just doing strictly
Shooting
video work for
yeah.
that.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
And then what?
His workspace that he was in called CIC Philadelphia Global Village shared.
3675.
Yeah, over in University City, pretty much, and so Global Village shared the same workspace. I came in the first day with Rami, and I met Adam, and Adam's like, we need videographers, and he's like, do you have any work? And I showed him my Instagram page, and
oh, this is dope.
And he's like, bet, can you give me 3 hours a month? And I'm like, sure, because I was still in Shippensburg at that point.
Okay, I was gonna say 3 hours a month. I was like, shit. I'm like,
yeah, so which basically
I
is
can
like
only do 2, so
I do 2.75 hours a month. Yeah, so I would come back and just shoot the jams. That was like the 3 hours a month.
Okay.
And
so would you?
That's how I got involved.
So did he? He kind of took you under his wing as far as the Global Village.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're pretty all right.
I remember at a Rami event, which is like the first time we got exposed to Will Tom's shout out and Raph, and because it was one of Rami's, I think it was like his winter showcase or something.
Yeah, it was at the studio.
You remember that? It was like you and Adam were shooting it, and there was like
he was there. Yeah, up in Northern Liberties at that art studio, I think it was.
Fuck.
It was like a minute ago. Yeah, you probably don't remember.
It looked like it was like in Fishtown. It was on like the lower level, and you walk in, and there was like a big table where we're all talking about like our favorite top 5 rappers and stuff, and then like there's a screen on the wall
it's
that
like right
had
across
like
the street
your
from like
video
the bowling
playing.
alley or something like that. I think it was. I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, I remember now. Yeah.
You definitely know it. You don't remember.
He said the bowling alley. Yes.
Nah, you don't remember.
No, I do. Was it the Only Positives event?
Yeah.
With the beer and stuff.
Yeah. It was a little dinky thing, but that's where like I think Mario first got exposed.
That's where you met your friend.
Kia.
Yeah, Kia.
Yeah.
Fucking Kia.
Good guy. Fellow computer scientist.
Right. That's what's up.
What were you saying though?
Just talking about Global Village.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved with them, and like I love them to death. I love the organization.
How long have they been around for? Like, is it?
Damn, they've been around. Like we're coming up on like the 60th jam soon or something.
I remember
like,
what I was gonna say. So like Adam, I was like saying like Adam kind of took you under his wing, but I remember like that was the first time I saw you two like working together, and he was like, yeah, this kid's like showing me stuff already. He was saying that about you. I was like, well, I know Gunner's talented. I don't know who that.
Adam's the man. I learned so much from Adam and Mars. That other like big video. He does like all the video editing.
Guy with the beard and the long hair.
Those guys are so good.
Yeah, I haven't met him. Yeah, but I mean, Adam went to like film school. I remember talking to him, and he seems super knowledgeable.
I was like, didn't you know Adam beforehand?
No,
oh, really?
No, I met him there.
Oh, I thought you knew.
But he was super like open.
Yeah,
super open guy. Like you could.
Yeah, great guy.
And he's like willing to help you. Like I even hit him up on Instagram here and there, and he's always like, yeah, man, we gotta just come on over to the studios, like Rec Philly or something, and we'll just sit down and talk. Like, he's just super
nice type of guy,
welcoming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't taken advantage of it yet, but
that's definitely what's like so fire about like the Philly creative community. At least like everyone's so down to like help
each other.
Yeah,
out.
and be involved.
Well, speaking of that Rami event thing, like, so I've never been exposed to anything like that related, like, regarding Philly, and that's why, like, I kind of fucked with Pittsburgh more. Not like I'll always be from Philly. I always love Philly more than anything, but there was more of like culture and community in Pittsburgh that I found in the 4 years I was in than there was in Philly. Yeah,
Interesting.
Because like the only reason
that sounds crazy. Then
I know. I mean, there was a lot of going on in Pittsburgh as far as like, I don't know, Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa, Jimmy Wapo was a big thing down there at the time. Like, there was just there were like local artists too that were kind of like Banksy-esque kind of guys that like.
Gotcha.
And I've never seen, like, I didn't know any underground places where they were like perform like art performances and stuff like that in Philly. Even though I didn't doubt they were there, I just didn't.
You didn't really know about it.
I mean, we went to Pancras, like suburbs. Like, no one I know other than like Rami was really like involved with like inner Philly kind of activities and stuff like that. Which is why that first Global Village Jam, it was like outside and it was like the graffiti along the walls and there was like a fire and there was a jam band. When I saw that jam band there, I was like,
this is
it. I fuck with Philly more than that.
This is it. Yeah. I mean, no, I think with Philly though, like once you kind of get into it, you kind of realize that it's smaller than what you actually think it is. Like, I think you probably realize that too. That
maybe like the creative scene.
Yeah, like everybody knows everybody. Like, it's crazy.
Like, how many Rec Phillies do you think? Do you think like there's a lot of like other people kind of like within Philly? Like, I don't think Rec Philly is all of the creative people in there. I'm sure there's doing this.
I think
a lot of people that probably don't even know about Rec Philly yet.
I think there's this small circle that definitely meets a lot and like is really active in the creative community, but then like I've just like stay following people like on Instagram, like photographers and stuff like that, and I see like these videos from these people that I haven't even heard of their name, and it looks fire. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely bigger than we think it is, but there is a tight knit.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a tight knit circle.
It's crazy, yo. It's crazy.
Well, with Rec Philly, you got Will Thompson. Who's the other white dude that
Dave?
Yeah, David. And then like with Global Village, you have Raph and Adam and Leonzo and you and Rami, you have Only Positive and Will, that dude. So like there's a lot of community that like previously before I came back from college, I didn't know any of these people or what was going on within the city with kids like kind of our age, like doing their own things. And now I've been exposed to that thanks to Rami and you from that main event. Now it's like carried us on further.
So you said you've been at Global Village for a while now, right?
Yeah, I've probably coming up on a year soon. I've been working with Global Village.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Think about.
So what's your plan? Like, how long you think you're gonna stay with them? Like, what? How does that look like?
I haven't been looking too far into the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just kind of living in the moment right now. Yeah. I feel that.
How do they produce like money just from these events, selling tickets to these events and stuff?
Yeah,
like Global Village.
Yeah, and sponsorships. I'm really not in like a position to like talk about a lot of the financial stuff. I'm because just out of ignorance, like I don't, I wouldn't say I know too much.
Yeah.
But
I figured as much.
Would they provide you a means of living out in Philly eventually, like down the road, or is that too far in the distance? Because they're doing big things, like they have big events, have a big influence. I'm just curious.
You said like provide.
I feel you put a lot of hours into working for them and stuff with kind of like it's not like a paying gig,
right?
So I'm curious, like if they have plans on expanding larger and larger so that like the people,
I'm sure, yeah.
So that the people who are putting all this time into it now, like you, Adam, Leonzo, and Raph, like I wonder if they're gonna start seeing like any fruition from that.
I mean, I think it's like any other type of business where when you first start, you're not really making any revenue or anything like that, and then once you grow, they'll probably look out for you first before they start to take in money themselves. So I imagine it's gonna be something like that.
I feel like. Well, actually, I don't know too much, but I feel like the money should trickle down from the top to the bottom. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely not like, I'm not up there. So I probably.
No, but you just finished your first year in 10 years, like.
10 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 years from now?
That's too far down.
We're talking like hard monetization like strategies now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 10 years, we're not making
and you're
money.
not gonna see that profit for probably like 2 years, but then it was gonna start slowly coming in. But that's what I'm saying. Like in 10 years, like shit could go from like not having like 0 followers to millions and millions. And
But yeah, it's not like that. I'm not in it for the cash. I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it because like the people are amazing.
That passion.
And the people are great. I love shooting with Adam and Mars. They're amazing. They just push me to be better.
A lot from
yeah. Like I think I'm reaping so many benefits just from being around them.
Allowing
and
you
just
to do that.
and thinking with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just bouncing like
ideas, concepts, all that type of stuff.
Or even just talking with that group of people. Just I feel like that's really important and valuable.
It's enhancing you a little bit.
Ain't no rush.
That's all good and well too, but it's not gonna get you out of like your parents' home either. You know, that's
true. That's why I do like part-time stuff.
Make some side money.
Yeah, I make the side money. The money will do me something. I'm gonna trip over something one day, and I'm gonna be able to monetize it. And
because I struggle.
That's gonna be cool. You know what I mean?
I struggle with this, so I know there's probably millions of people or kids out there, but like I want to follow like what I'm passionate about. I kind of want to be surrounded by people like Global Village that are just like-minded, cool, open-minded people. Right. Also talented in whatever they're doing. But then like there's kind of like devil's advocate, so the other shoulder is telling me that like you need to just get that job that the degree allows you to get so that you can make X amount of money in 1 year or 2 years that'll let you live on your own, versus doing it over 5 years working like what you like to do. Like it's just like a constant battle, and I think the obvious answer is to do what makes you happy and do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think the smartest way to go about it it's just to take like one variable out of the equation. Like you can take money out of the equation and just think about all the other constants and the things you want in your life, and
that's interesting.
And how that might affect it. Or you can take happiness out of the equation and just think about money. Yeah, I mean, it like depends on what your priorities are and what you want. You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Do you want to be happy or do you just...
so take all the other bullshit out of the equation and see how it stacks for you. And then literally just compare the two and what's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you want a house? You want to live by yourself? You want nice things? You should probably get that job. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to be happy? You want to do something you love?
No, and I think it kind of comes down to, do you want short-term gratification or do you want long-term? And I think with you, I think you kind of are looking more in terms in the long-term. Like you want to be happy long-term versus, all right, let me make a quick buck right now and
right.
survive off of it for a while, but down the road, I'm going to be upset at the decisions that I made, like 5 years ago, something like that. So,
yeah, I feel that.
So
I see a short-term happiness doing what you want to do now instead of like putting in the hard work now, like doing the shitty jobs now so that you have a foundation to build on what you're actually passionate about.
How do you feel about that?
Because I go back and forth with Ethan Trusty and a lot of people who like aren't doing the day jobs, and I see how shitty my friends who have day jobs, their lives are. Like they all say they love their jobs and they don't hate it, but all they do is complain about it. And I can see like in their eyes, like they don't hate it. Like they're living purely for the weekends. So.
Right.
I don't like hate day jobs. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Like I've had jobs that I really like and really enjoy going to, but I just can't do it for like a long period of time.
Yeah.
Because I'm currently waiting right now for like a reply for this job in Pittsburgh for like a software developer job, so it would be really good pay.
Right. I just like.
But I see I just see people like slowly stacking up their incomes and money without having like a company give it to them, like doing it on their own, like doing like real estate, doing drop shipping, doing like all types of stuff. So like it's such, because I don't want to work for anyone, but at the same point I feel like if I work for 2 years, invest some of that money, save up to, I'll have like money saved up to like be able
to survive,
to buy like get like a Rack Philly like subscription, or be able to like, or at least get a co-working space where we can film this stuff.
I think
somewhere else besides my base.
I think there's another alternative too where you could do both. Like you could work for a company and then after work you just go and grind on your side. Yeah. So
I think that's what I would. I think that's what I mean,
I've been thinking about it a lot lately too, that it might get to that point because I'm not really making a lot of money right now, and I'm kind of tired of like depending on my parents and asking them for like money and that type of stuff. So I'm like, all right, I might get to the point where it's just like, all right, let me just get a 9-to-5 job, and then after work, just if I need to go to events, just start networking with people, and then if I need to like have clients and stuff that I'm working with, just start working on assignments and projects. 100%.
Like the events will always be there, and they're definitely geared for the people that have day jobs because they're usually at night. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't do both. But like, I guess super ideally, it'd be the job would be like to work for Rec Philly or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I work Uber part time because it's lucrative for my filming gig. Like I'll chat people up on the back, and I find out they have a small business, and I'll go and like I'm a videographer. And I'll go like meet with them. You know what I mean? And I'm just like building clientele in my network that way.
Yeah, that's another option too. Yeah.
You got any crazy stories from Uber? Any like big contacts you met, or any crazy people in general?
Yeah.
So you got
it's like crazy girls.
Give me.
Probably them drunk girls, picking them up from the bars.
No, we're not gonna talk about girls, but Jesus,
putting you on the spot here.
Just like people, I guess, like crazy business stories. Like I just chat people up, and then like I'll go and meet with them the next day, and I think that's crazy. Like I'm making money off you in two ways. You know what I mean? And it's two ways that like I enjoy and have like chosen to do. You know what I mean?
It's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
So no drunk bastards like. Arguing about where you're picking them up.
Nah, there's no one really being a dick, and I feel like I'm just too friendly and too smiley regardless of what they throw at me.
I feel like you probably kind of avoid those areas. You kind of avoid going to those areas at that time. When you.
Oh no, I'll like be in this like in rough areas.
Yeah.
What is your usual route? Like, do you go into the city, or do you stay around here when you're living at home?
Well, I'll start at media and like on a weekend night,
kind of work your way towards the city.
Yeah, I'll 1,000% always get sucked into Chester right away. So I'll be in Chester, and then the people in Chester are normally going toward the city. So you know what I mean? That's how I just work my way to the city. I'll end up by like 69th Street, and then I'll get a ride in the center city, and that's where I'll be until like someone rides me all the way out into the suburbs at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like for most people I talk to about that, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's normally the route.
Yeah.
How do you handle city driving? You pretty?
Oh, I love
pretty
city.
good at it.
I love city driving.
Yeah,
I just see Philly's wild.
It's all one way.
Yeah, bro. And the streets are so narrow.
Yeah,
small,
I was driving up in New York the other day in like downtown Manhattan, and that was wild.
Big.
That got me going. They're massive, and they're all like one way stuff. That got me buzzing there.
That's what's up, man. So
I've driven in New York a few times. It's got like 3 tickets to it. Yeah, so don't drive in New York if you're not capable for it.
It's a different world up there.
But yeah, so Ubering's been pretty doable for you.
Yeah, my car hasn't been inspected for a while, so I haven't been Ubering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I just got it back up yesterday. So
we're back Monday, right? Yeah. You had to come back from New York for that, right?
Crazy,
oh no, my car wasn't inspected.
Yo.
I've been driving around without inspection.
I be seeing people like that. Like they'll come in and it'll say like 2017.
Jeez,
like,
that's so long.
Like I'm like, how are you still driving out here with that? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I like the inspection though because it keeps me in check with my car. You know what I mean?
What, Mark? You check the inspection every time you hop in an Uber?
No, like Uber checks inspection.
This is back when I was working at Toyota, so we had to check. When they came in for service and all that type of stuff.
When you were valeting.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I know about that stuff, bro. If I didn't work there, bro, I probably wouldn't know how to like fucking lift the hood off of the front of the car, that type of shit.
That's funny.
For real, yo.
So you were just in New York.
Yeah, New York.
For
Billy Rock.
Working with a client.
Yeah, working with a client, and then I went that night to Shippensburg to work with another client.
Really?
Came back home the next day.
Making moves.
So can you tell us about working with any client like specifically, just kind of what that process looks like? Like, will they reach out to you? Do you reach out to do you cold call people on Instagram, like DM them and just be like, hey, I do this, or is it more or less word of mouth from the good stuff that you put out?
Yeah,
because I could see like the good work you put just on Instagram alone. Other than
I was going to say,
I see a lot
to you.
Yeah, I guess from how I've been talking like today, you can tell that I'm really not like focused on money and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So usually when I reach out to people, it's just to because I see value in working with them, and usually there's people I reach out to we'll collab and we'll have a good time with that, and then usually it's those people, it's that not the initial connection, it's the second connection through that they refer me to someone else, and then I make money through them.
So it's like a pro bono, and then they refer you to other clients and stuff like that.
And it's happened like that a few different times, or?
Yeah, like with the guy I'm working up with in New York, that happened through Rami. Like I reached out to Rami just because like I'm like, yo man, what you're doing is dope. Like I think I can provide some assistance. And then
it's not that Will dude that Rami works.
No.
Okay.
Will's the man.
I knew he lived in New York for a little bit.
Yeah, he lived in Brooklyn for a second, then he moved down to Philly. But different guy.
Yeah.
So that's how that was going. That's how I made that connection. But like I'll like slide into people's DMs on Instagram and be like, yo, what you do's fire, and then maybe we'll spark a conversation from there. Maybe we won't.
Yeah. So like, like with videography, is it different types? Like, how does that work? Like, what makes kind of like what you do different than what somebody else may do?
Like how do I stand out?
Right.
From like other videographers.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I just try to be like as reliable as possible, I guess. I don't know.
Reliable as possible.
I mean, doesn't everyone? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you really about it though, because a lot of people try to say that.
What are you asking? Like if he has like creative twist on his work?
Right. Yeah. Like what? Yeah. Like what just makes you stand out? Like you said, what's different about what you do versus what somebody else out there may do? I was just interested in like.
I don't know if
I
I
mean to
really
put you on the
thought,
spot.
I don't really know if I ever thought about it that way.
Yeah. I mean, because with any type of business, it's like competitors, competition. Like, how do you stand out from your competition? That type of stuff. So, I was just interested in knowing.
Honestly,
are you there yet? Were you like competing with people or?
Like, I feel like
indirectly, it might be something indirectly, but you may. I mean, yeah.
How I think about it, like, I'm never really looking at it. I guess I never really look at it that way. I look at it how like, would this be fun to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's all based on like, what I think would be cool to make.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
so
it's never like to like beat someone out.
Yeah. Or it doesn't have to be in that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or to like make myself stand out. It's just like, do I think this is like my thought process is like, do I think this is fun? Yes, do it. No, you know what I mean.
It's great to have that freedom too. I like that.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And like unless the client like wants like specific instructions, like I'll do it that way. But if not, like,
do you do any photography too, or are you explicitly?
No, I do like grad pics and stuff like that. I like taking pictures. I'm just like
it's two different eyes, honestly. Like some people have an eye for photography, and some people have the eye for like action, like photography, which is videography.
Yeah.
Like some people see the angles that you want for to shoot for this little video, and then some people just see like a puddle and then see the reflection of the puddle, and like we'll see a great shot in that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even know if there's truth behind that.
There might be a flip, but like at the end of the day, like do you like what do you see? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what do you see, and what can you make of this?
Right.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
That's definitely like a skill.
Right.
That you grow constantly. I guess like the more you do it, the more you see different possibilities of shooting stuff, and
something that like you can develop.
Right, you just kind of get the eye for it as you go along.
Yeah,
the more you do it,
like you can like people like this is talk about like people just having like a knack for it and stuff like that. But I think like you're persistent and you work hard at it. Like hard work just beats everything in the long run. So
patience, persistence.
Yeah,
you can do anything you want. Say that all the time. Easier said than done, though, for sure.
That's what I feel like. That's what separates people. Like people like that.
The people who want to do something, the people who do stuff. And,
At the end of the day, like the people that got the grind, got the passion for it, and like the heart, and they put in the time and the work.
They actually want that whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. Yeah.
It'll just speak in your work through details. You know what I mean?
Right.
Through the small
little
stuff.
Things.
It's not so much like the big deal. It's like the small stuff, like the nuance.
Yeah.
And Adam kind of reiterated that when he was talking about like you as like a protege or student or something. Is that like he was saying that you're teaching him stuff because you're so thorough in the editing process and the vision you have and things along those lines, that like you could tell that he's so knowledgeable in the technology and the angles and things like that, because like he went to school for and he does it for a living. But you almost came out and like had more talent or like a better work ethic than someone who like would just go to school for it. You kind of had to drive that on your own, and for that he saw like potential in you because of that. Kind of, it's hard to think about that on an outside perspective, but that's what I see. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. My relationship with Adam, he's like, I like what you do, and like we're friends now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see him like I see him like kind of as my boss, but like I just see we're buds. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the beginning of the day, we're dabbing each other up, and if we talk about business, and we can always bounce stuff off each other.
Right.
Like, and it's more like me asking about him. Yeah, because like dealing with clients is like a whole different world that like I'm not used to, and I think like literally doing business. You know what I mean?
Like that'll probably take longer for you to learn than some Adobe application, only because like you find interest in like building your craft with these different technologies. But when it comes to like
building the search
when
skills.
it becoming like a sales guru, like being able to like sell yourself to customers, and
that's cool. That's like a whole different side of it. It's so cool.
Especially within a business environment. There's a whole bunch of different variables that kind of goes into it, depending on what type of client you're talking to. You gotta consider all that stuff. When you're talking to somebody, so it's a lot.
Yeah, because making your own videos, you gotta please yourself. Making videos for other people, you gotta please them. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you want, and how can I communicate between you effectively to give you the product that you desire? You know what I mean?
And as a creative yourself, you probably might think too much into what they want to see or something.
Yeah.
When you could probably charge like twice as much as what you're charging them and give them something like a lesser product, and they'd still be thrilled with it, just because like you're giving them what they want without knowing what they want,
Right.
Which that's where like the salesman aspect comes into it, because it's really like for me it's hard to like it's hard to leverage like your like my skills for more money, just because like it doesn't feel like the right thing to do, even though like these people might have the money and be willing to give it to you just for like something lesser than you'd accept.
You're capable,
I think it just comes in time.
It does.
Repetition and practice. You get used to it at a certain point.
Like your worth. Like 2020, I'm like, this is what I'm worth now. Like I set up everything. Because like I was just kind of like undercharging for a lot of gigs, but like now,
I'm sure.
Now like I know.
It's the value that you provide.
I'm like I'm done. Just because like I want to focus more on myself. Like I'm always just trying to feed back into myself.
Because even if it's not about the money, you don't want to undervalue yourself. You're not gonna keep.
At the end of the day, like client work is not where I'm like I want to go. Like with videography, like working with people and working with clients is fun, and it's definitely like pushing me out of my like comfort zone.
Make new networks and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I'm not trying to work with clients. I'm trying to make internet videos. You know what I mean?
Now on that note, what is your vision or end goal? Like where do you see yourself with all this?
I
would love to make movies like with the camera and video stuff.
That'd be fire.
All I do is watch TV shows. All I do is watch movies. Like I've been doing that my whole life. So
stuff. Like, that's a good movie right there.
That's kind of fire.
You did a good job. Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
At the end of the day, I definitely don't want to make movies. I definitely don't want to work for anyone. I want to work for myself. I just kind of, and I want to make my own videos. I want to make videos with my friends, like all the time. You know what I mean?
So working for yourself, what does that look like? Like just making, like it's hard to say. But.
Like I don't know how it's gonna like build itself. I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to grow it.
If I ask you like how you're gonna get to where you want to be, you're not gonna know because. But I'm curious about like the vision of where you see yourself.
I guess like the first thing I'm trying to do is
get a mansion in LA, maybe get some sick ass equipment. All your friends.
Catch me if I ever get some money in my pocket, which I'm really not concerned about. I'm gonna have like an RV. I'm gonna be riding around.
Really?
Catch me on Route 66 on my way to Cali.
We're gonna have a guest on the show in February who like travels the whole world in a home RV. They like gutted this big sketchy looking RV and put like a bed, put like a sink, like a whole kitchen in there. So they have a sink, they have like a grill, they have like a breakfast couch and stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to sit in. Just give me a chair.
Yeah, he's brought it by a few times and I've hopped in there. And they have a sailboat too. So like they'll drive this thing from like here all the way to Mexico where their boat's in a dock. And then they'll like leave the bus home there, like the truck home there, and then they'll sail to fucking around the Horn of Africa and back.
That's
or something. Dude, I'm gonna be with you on that van though.
Yeah,
66, dude.
I'll come through.
I get on the passenger seat. I'll drive for like 2 hours every week or so. I'm
Me and
not a
Key
big driver.
we've been throwing this idea around, like, you know hostels.
Oh,
We're thinking about like, and like
Opening
they're big
up.
in other countries, but like we're thinking about like a moving hostel, like an RV that people can like book a
bruh.
stay in,
Bruh.
and like people
Just-
hop in, we'll ride them to somewhere,
You have
they'll
like
hop
a tour,
out.
like different cities and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll just be a continuous loop, and that's
Yo,
like
that's
the passive
crazy. That's
income.
sick.
Just drop people off like 100
Yeah,
miles.
drop
from
them
home.
off. People hop in, just like shooting the breeze with travelers. And
Yo,
You know those like double decker buses? I wonder if you ever like gutted those out. I wonder how
that'd be
much
like a
store-
megabus kind of
Be
deal.
like
Yeah.
upstairs is like the bedroom and everything
Yeah,
like that.
that'd be
Yo,
fire.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I got a couple business ideas
did.
that once I get some bills in my pocket, I'm gonna try to invest in.
Try to pursue those ideas.
But yeah, like small scale, like first thing I need to trying to do is build a following on some platform.
Yeah.
And then second step, create a form of passive income, and then
Isn't
start
it
doing
weird that
it.
that's the
that's-
first step though? Because we're in that same phase where
Same boat.
we're looking for affiliates and things like that, but we can't get to that point until we have, let's
Like
say,
a
like
large
1,000
audience.
followers,
Yeah.
1,000 listeners on YouTube, 5
Yeah.
stars on Apple Podcasts, things like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like it's annoying that like that's where our star has to come, is from like getting like, I don't want to say artificial, but people we don't know to like know about us and like what they see and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense though, because like at the end of the day, you need to provide value for.
Yeah, the people.
The brand-
Whoever's
the brand.
sponsor, right,
Yeah, the
right.
brand.
Whoever's paying to.
They're not,
Right.
you know what I mean.
They're not
And
just going to
other,
invest in something that they're not getting any
yeah,
type of
it's
return
just
on.
like giving charity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So what
That makes
strategies do you have in place on growing your brand or
Just-
following? Because you produce so much good fire
I was about to
content.
say just like
Content.
consistent.
but even you say
authentic
yourself, like some of these
content,
videos that you create and produce and you show little bloopers online, like you don't share a lot of these videos. You said so. Like, how do you?
Well, I mean, like
like, do you think
when
you're
I say
gonna-
that, I mean like a lot of the client stuff. I don't share.
But your personal stuff.
yeah.
you
My
right.
personal stuff, I promote the hell out of it.
Okay,
Like the stuff
okay.
you see online, that's stuff that I'm really proud
I
of.
know
that
you're
fits
taking
me.
off on TikTok, dude. You're like the only
Say, oh,
person
man,
who
like,
understands. I
100,000
know
followers, like-
understands it.
Yeah, all of my 50 followers on TikTok.
What is your TikTok? Shout out, dude.
Shout out TikTok. It's the same as my Instagram. Gunnar__Michels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give him a follow. Nice little.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I saw that one video where you had that like, it's fucking like an alcohol bottle, it's like a fifth or a handle, right? And you poured it into a cup.
Oh yeah, this was
You
a
know what I'm
long
talking
time
about.
ago. You like poured
You
into
just
like
posted it. I saw you
Oh
posted
yeah,
on TikTok.
yeah.
Yeah, like a fifth or
Yeah.
a handle, and you poured it.
It looked
and then
trippy,
you
right?
Yeah, I was like, I was like, hold on, wait. I'm like, what just happened? Yo?
I had to recreate that because it took me a sec to figure it out. When someone did, I'm like, hold up.
dude, that cigarette thing was
shit
sick though. The dropping and
Yeah.
having like the light above.
Right.
That's creative. I never have seen that. Well, I'm
Lighting-
sure it's a
lighting's
tactic,
everything.
but yeah.
Yeah, lighting's
yeah,
definitely everything. Like
How do you learn about that? Is it trial and error more or less? 'Cause, like I have those dinky little light setups. The rest are down there at your feet. I got a little green screen down there too.
Oh, fire! See that? It's just
Never used
just
it.
literally just like trial and error.
Yeah.
And
But as far as like when you put a drop light on the very top and like the camera's looking straight up at it, like there's no complications with like that light shining straight on the.
I mean,
You put like a white light, like a light softening light on top of it.
yeah, it depends on like how it's diffused, I guess, and what settings you're shooting on, and how you
Yeah.
want your subject to be like lit. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's just a lot that goes into it, and you can create so many different types of like
things,
yeah.
moods and feels based
Yeah.
on what you're just with lighting, based on what you're going for.
Lighting and like shadows and all that type of stuff.
Right, right.
That's super interesting. You gotta look up that guy I was telling you about earlier because he talks a lot about like,
Okay.
the lighting and different lenses that he puts on for light.
That's fire. Yeah.
We'll look into it. It's cool.
Yeah.
All
All
right. Well, with every guest, we usually give them like 30 to 60 seconds. You could promote. Yeah. You look like you just shit your pants a little bit.
I was like, what up? I'll talk about something for
Yeah.
A little bit more.
My name's Gunnar Michels. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Vine. What the hell is out there? I don't know
Yeah,
Vine.
Vine, R.I.P. What is it? Gunnar, period.
Yeah, Gunnar _Michels.
Yeah. I'll put
LinkedIn.
that up on. I'll do
LinkedIn.
like-
For a second, I was
LinkedIn,
putting some ridiculous content on LinkedIn. I'd be like, Like I posted one, he'd be like, just took that morning shit, or like just took that on the clock shit on LinkedIn, or like where Friday at on LinkedIn.
Big CEOs like, God damn it, you're hired.
Everyone from Shippensburg's gonna unfollow me on like my business ties. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just like on the toilet pooping.
Flag you, like, get this guy off the platform. We don't need this.
I'd hire you on the spot if I saw that shit.
I'm like, yo, this guy's real right here.
This guy doesn't give a fuck.
Right, like, we need this type of guy here.
I'll work hard, but I'll keep it light in the workplace.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I don't got too much to say. Just follow me and
just live life. Yeah.
Give a shout out to your events, man. Like, what you got coming up?
Coming up, personal events. I don't got nothing. You can come to anything Global Village though.
All right.
Yeah.
Follow Global Village's Instagram page, GOBLVLG.
Yeah. But I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah,
I think it went pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I love shooting the breeze with you guys. It's fun. It's fun talking about stuff. You know what I mean?
Right, it's dope.
I told you we get in the flow sooner or later, and I don't think we're providing any value except to people just having a good time.
You guys facilitate a good conversation.
Yeah,
sure.
We're getting better.
Just having a good time.
So you had good shit to say, and there are people out there like you that you're gonna help down the road. I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up.
So we'll have you on again when you're a millionaire.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
All right, tune in for Gunnar Michels.
Next one's gonna be on the RV.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Diving In podcast.
Moving hostel.
Yeah, moving hostel.
Diving In podcast goes on the road with Gunnar Michels.
Hell yeah.
Kia maybe. All right, well, thanks again, man.
All right, man. Thanks for being on the show.
For sure.
Wish you success in the future.
Yeah.
What's up?
Wish you success in the future, and we'll be chilling. All right. Peace out.
Deuces.
Peace. I'm a little nervous about the camera stopping. I hate when the audio goes out because I feel like we had good content right.
That's the first time that happened though, that the shit just start sporadically cutting off, and I had to keep recording it.
Alright, we go back and listen to it. We get a welcome to the Diving In podcast. That's it.
Fuck. Damn it.
I would promote the shit out of it too. You're gonna want to listen to this.
I'm so fine.
Feel like that floating logo for 2 hours and no audio.
That was so loud.
So fine with Gunnar.
That was good though.
No, that was good. I think that was just a really good podcast.